Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome into Picks and Parlays Power Hour. I'm your host, Hannah Mears. You can follow me on Twitter at @HannMears_. I'm usually here Wednesdays, but my dear friend Lenny was so nice to switch with me this week, so you get to see my face bright and early. All right. We also need to let you know that if you want an advantage, you need to head over to nohouseadvantage.com. I'll tell you why. No House Advantage is changing the game by offering the most dynamic fantasy sports betting platform available today. Sign up now with promo code P&P at nohouseadvantage.com or download the app on the App Store to get a first deposit match up to $50. That's nohouseadvantage.com. So take advantage of that. Now it's time to talk some college ball with my guy, Craig Trapp. We've got Eastern Michigan at Kent State. Those golden flashes favored at -7.5. The total at 61.5. Kent is 4-6, and Eastern Michigan is 6-4. Defensively, though, both kind of allowing a lot. I'm not sure how this one's going to go, so you tell me. A lot of the money on Kent early in this week at -7.5. So what do you think?
Yeah, MAC action midweek. Expect the unexpected. That's what you should bet like that too, because I mean we've seen some nice upsets already, and sometimes not the best of games though. Yeah. Which I was kind of surprised last week with Kent State blowing out Bowling Green. I thought Bowling Green would come a little better, so I think this is a little bit of overreaction that you see Kent State getting these kinds of numbers because be honest, Kent State's not. It kind of had a disappointing year.
Yeah.
Until last week. I mean, they had lost the week before midweek to Ball State. They did beat Akron the week before that, 33-27. They got run out of at Toledo, 52-31. Lost at Miami of Ohio, 27-24. So to me, I think Eastern Michigan's the better team, to be very honest. They might not be quite as explosive because Kent State, they love to go fast. They love to score points. But I think Eastern Michigan can score right with them, and I think Eastern Michigan has a slightly better defense. So give me more than a touchdown. I'm definitely taking Eastern Michigan plus the points here. I just think this is I wouldn't talk anybody off the over or even a Detroit Lenny special on the teaser, a two-team teaser, where you take Eastern Michigan, you tease them all the way up to say like 14.5, and then you tease up or tease down the over a little bit. But if I'm playing just a side, I'm playing Eastern Michigan plus 7.5, Hannah.
Yeah, I was too. I looked at this and thought Kent State is not good enough of a team to have this right now, especially with what they've been giving up defensively. And I just think it was a little misleading for the reasons you said. So I like this pick. If you want more of Craig's picks, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlays Power Hour live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, Craig, now it's time to talk your Bengals at my Steelers. This game was supposed to be a night game, which the Steelers have a very good record with. Great statistics. I like their chances better at that, but now this one got bumped. It's at 425, whatever. Take all the advantages away from the Steelers this year because we don't need any help at all. It's fine. Bengals favored at -5. I've seen it at 4.5. Same difference. Total at 47.5. But the Steelers had glimpses of life with TJ Watt back, and honestly, KZ came in and played very well in a spot where Minkah Fitzpatrick was supposed to be. Yep. They don't have Boswell right now. So the Steelers haven't been able to really put together their complete team since probably week 1 when they did play the Bengals and beat them. But those statistics were highly in favor of the Bengals. The Steelers defense, Minkah Fitzpatrick, by chance, actually started off the game with a pick 6. But that's all in the past. What will happen now?
Well, I think your Steelers are starting to round into form. Obviously, you get back the Defensive Player of the Year. That surely helps. But I will say, caveat here, they face the Saints team that is 0-3 now against the AFC North. So everybody in the AFC North has beat up on that Saints team, and the Steelers took care of business at home. Now, in the division where the Bengals have kind of put themselves in a little bit of a corner by losing some winnable games early in the season, including the game where they missed, of course, the extra point to start the year with the Steelers. But I think the Bengals probably win this game, probably don't cover. That's just how close these AFC North games seem to be. They're like always come down to one possession. And I think the Bengals probably win on a late field goal, something like that. But I think the better play here is taking the under. We saw the first matchup this year. Remember, it went to almost the full overtime, and it still didn't go over in that game. And we had a pick 6 to start the game, like you said, with Fitzpatrick. So Nick Fitzpatrick. So I think this is a Bengals team that won't turn the ball over. There's no Jamar Chase, too. That's a big big problem for the Bengals. I mean, he is a game changer no matter who's on defense. And without him, I think the Bengals got to be way more reliant on the run, short passing game. I think the Steelers defense is built to stop that kind of stuff. So I think this is going to be a very close game. I was thinking 2017 type Bengals win, easy under going to be in my top play at 47.5.
This is also one of those games where I feel like the Steelers are going to have something crazy happen. It can be the field goal at the end or something wild, or there's a defensive play. So it's one of those two where, yeah, when you're looking at the spread, you're like, I don't really know if it's going to be.
Is a tricky number.
Yeah,
too.
That's a tricky number.
Like at 3.5, I always feel like, but at 5, and I think, like you said, I think it opened at like 4.5. Now it's at 5. So I think some of the steam's coming for the Bengals as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the under in this one too. If there's anything I've watched about the Steelers, they're struggling to even get past 20 points this season. So we're lucky we get to 20 and it's nice. All right. Thanks so much, Craig, and good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor. Like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlays Power Hour live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. You are watching Picks and Parlays Power Hour. I'm your host, Hannah Mears. And we've got some more college ball to talk. For that, I'm going to bring in Tim Earl. He wants to talk about Bowling Green and Toledo. Toledo favored at minus 15.5. This is a Tuesday night game. The total at 50.5. A lot of the money right now is on Bowling Green to cover. But Toledo will be in the MAC championship, and they've been a pretty good team this year. So tell me, are they able to cover this? 15.5 is kind of a lot.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in a side for this game. I want to go more towards a total. And when it comes to it, Toledo's going to put up some points on them. I'm expecting Toledo to put 35, 40-ish points up because they've been pretty solid with their offense all year, putting up 35 points a game, which is top 25 in the nation. Bowling Green's a little bit slower, but they've still put up 23 points a game. So I do think this one's going to be a little bit higher scoring. Bowling Green might be able to cover 15.5 points is a lot. Which I can understand why a lot of people would probably want to go after them. Bowling Green's still only one game away from being bowl bound, so they still need to win a game, which I don't know what they have next week, but it could be a favorable matchup. This one might not be as good for them. I think this one goes over the total, over the 50.5. This is just going to be a higher scoring back and forth type of game. Toledo's going to put up a bunch.
Yeah, I could see that over the side as well. And especially when you have two teams that can score, you don't really want to look at that bigger number because it could be such a back and forth that it could come down to something really close or a touchdown, but a little over 2 touchdowns. I don't know about that. All right. Thank you so much, Tim, for your expertise with that. As always, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlays Power Hour is live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, Tim, it's also time to talk some more college ball, maybe a more marquee matchup compared to the one we talked about with the MACtion going on. Illinois at Michigan. Michigan favored at minus 17.5. Are you rolling with the side here? I mean, this is an undefeated Michigan, but Illinois is one of those sneaky teams, I think, right now in the Big Ten. And it's hard to imagine, though, that Michigan doesn't win big, but will they win that big? The total at 43, are you maybe looking there more? Tell me what your thoughts are.
There's one big factor that came in when I was capping this game. You know who Michigan has next week? Ohio State. Ohio State. That's going to be their biggest game of the year.
Yeah.
Sure, they're probably going to win this game. Do they cover the 17.5? I don't think so. I think this game's going to be a lot closer. You're going to get Michigan probably doing just enough to win this game, kind of like a vanilla game plan because they want to save all their tricks and stuff for next week against Ohio State. Illinois is a scrappy team. I believe they were still ranked, or I mean they're 7.
They are, yeah.
They're still probably bottom of the rankings, but they're still up there. And I believe Illinois is still trying to go for the opposite side of the Big 10 or Big 12, whatever one they're in. I don't remember which one's which. 12.
10.
12. 10. I get them. It's whatever. Illinois is still trying to go for the west side of it, so I could definitely see them going after and try to win this game in general. But I think they cover this game at the bare minimum. Illinois plus the points.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. I just thought, well, that should be plus 17.5, I believe. So
yeah. Illinois is going to blow them out. Yes.
Yeah, Illinois is going to blow out Michigan. Whoa, no, Illinois at plus 17.5. I don't think that's a bad bet. I can see this, like you said, Michigan vanilla game plan. If they're up by a lot, I could see them taking some of their starters out, relaxing a little. They've got Ohio State, and they want to be in that playoff picture in the best spot possible. So they don't want to be doing anything crazy. So Illinois could be sneaky in this one, but 17.5 might be too much for what Michigan is probably going to be looking to do. Thank you so much for that. I agree. Big Ten matchup, going to be a good one to watch, I think, though. So pay attention to Illinois. Like always, like, subscribe, follow along, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlays Power Hour live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, now we've got some NFL, Tim. We've got the Titans at Packers. Woo, everybody, Thursday night football. It's been high-scoring affairs so far this year, we say jokingly. Packers favored at -2.5. The 6-3 Titans versus the Packers, who finally break through, and Aaron Rodgers gets a win. It has to feel good. But do you think they have what it takes to beat the Titans at this point?
I mean, it don't matter who wins this game to me. We've been following one thing all year long. We're going primetime unders. For a little bit, I thought Tennessee was a military academy because all they do is run the ball. The other week, they had no completions.
But if you have Derrick Henry, would you not run the ball as well?
Oh, no. I would run the ball crazy with Derrick Henry. That's not the point. Against Kansas City, I believe they had no completions. It was all just running the ball. So I could see them trying to do the similar thing there. You get Aaron Rodgers, who has very limited options at wide receiver. Aaron Jones and Dillon get the ball a lot. This could be a heavy run game. And this is going to be another ugly game that's going to finish like 16-14 or something in that nature. Yeah. Just an ugly game, primetime unders.
Yeah, I could ride the under in this one as well, especially like Aaron Rodgers after that win. Make no mistake, he didn't look like they just won a game and he was so excited. He was more taking just a sigh of relief. Looked like a proud dad being like, listen, we finally were able to do something right. And we came out with a win. I'm going to go celebrate with my little kids and make sure they're all like, just going to at least keep the momentum and know what it feels like to win. This could be a game that they could win, but I agree. These two teams are such a question mark at this point in my mind, even though Tennessee is 6-3.
Tennessee's they've been solid this year. I was wrong on them because I thought in the beginning of the year, I figured I was high on the Colts. I was not high on the Titans. I saw the Titans lose their best wide receiver. And all of a sudden I see, they got the 1 seed last year in the AFC, but they got no passing game, and they have Derrick Henry that's injury prone.
And let's not forget that they did have their quarterback out for a little bit as well, and we're relying on a rookie. So there's been some faults there. I think they could get the win, but I think riding with the under Thursday night football, like we talked about, is the better bet. Like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications if you like what we got going on. Picks and Parlays Power Hour live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much, Tim.
No problem.
I'm your host, Tana Mears. We are live Picks and Parlays Power Hour. We are live 3 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Now it's time to bring in my last guest, Sean Higgs. He was having a bad day with his iPhone problems. After this, he's switching to Android. All you Android people out there. Like the fact that he uses an Android, then you're going to love his bet. We were talking about the Ohio Bobcats. The only team that matters in the state of Ohio, and they're favored at -3.5 in some action against Ball State. The total at 53.5. And the Bobcats are looking to make it 6 straight wins. So can they do it? And what do you like?
Yeah, I was bullied into getting an iPhone. I've been an Android guy, and then the wife and kids were like, they're all iPhone, whatever. Never again. Anyway, so action. We'll go right into some action here. And this is going to be a little bit of square play for me here on Ohio, but they're just the better team. They're leading the East, right? They're whatever side they're on. They have their 2 divisions here, and they're top dogs over there. And Ball State's second place, 3-3, tied with a couple other guys. I know it's a desperation kind of game for them, but Ohio's just been rolling along, putting up offense. They've gone over in 7 out of 10 games, and I'm expecting them to take care of business here. I mean, I see 3.5s, and again, I'm the way I think 3.5, 7.5. Everybody's like, I'll get that extra half point, and I'm going to cover. I'm just the opposite. I see that, and I think double-digit wins out of the blue here. And again, Ball State, not a lot of offense out of them. I mean, they're an under kind of team. I'm not liking them. No, thank you here. Give me. I was just going back to their numbers here. They haven't played since 2019. I was like, let's see, maybe get some kind of revenge. Yeah. Ball State, a home dog. I get, thinking maybe it's too easy here to take just a flat out better team, but I don't care. The Ohio State, the state of Ohio Bobcats, I guess you could call them, right?
Yeah. All right. We like the Ohio Bobcats -3.5. I actually do too in this one. I mean, they're clearly the better team, and it's kind of hard not to think of when a team's rolling and looking to make it 6 straight that they could do that, and at least by a touchdown, you would think in this one. So thank you for your expertise in that one. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlays Power Hour live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, Sean, now it's time to talk the mighty TCU Horned Frogs. They are one of 4 undefeated teams right now in the nation. They're playing at Baylor, though. The total at 56.5. Does TCU cover? Do you like the total? I mean, the Big 12 championship locked up for the Horned Frogs. There will be an appearance. So what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I do like the over here. And simply because TCU, who we're taking, they just find ways to win. They can say whatever you want about them. Last week, they played defense last week. What was that 17-10? And one of the scores was a fumble return for Texas. But Baylor's like sloppy. I was kind of high on Baylor a couple weeks ago playing West Virginia. I'm like, they need this. Look at their schedule. Had a bunch of like ranked teams coming up. They needed a big win. They proceed to blow that game like 48-45, some kind of wild one. Mm-hmm. TCU, they'll play how you want to play. And Baylor's going to want to play sloppy and try to get up and down the fields. Sure, TCU will play that way. I mean, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And every game you think, well, this is where the TCU gets picked off. Well, they haven't got picked off all year. And, we're blowing out Oklahoma. We're going on the road winning overtime. We're winning games we shouldn't win. We're covering miracle games by 10 when we should have lost by 3. The lights are shining on you, right? I mean, as I say, a broken clock is right twice a day. Well, TCU is right every minute of the day. They're just sometimes things just line up. Why would we get away this team? They continue to win and cover all season long. I think they're 7-3 against a number or something like that. We get 8-1-1. I'm sorry, TCU. Let's go. Horned Frogs all the way. Crashing the playoff party. The Horned Frogs.
And it feels like TCU is a team that no one wants to give credit still, even though they are undefeated and doing all the things that you said. So
boy, they're gonna try to get one loss Michigan in there, and Alabama somehow is going to try to snicker their way in. It is. Let's be honest, Georgia.
The playoffs.
Well, I see. I sometimes you think that like now you got a couple teams that are maybe you want to put in the playoffs, but.
Yeah.
Other years, there's just such a clear advantage. Like Georgia and I think Ohio State are the 2 best teams.
Yeah.
And after that, if somebody's going to knock them off, you're going to have to be on your A game, an A+ game.
Give them a chance.
This isn't college basketball. It ain't happening.
I like
Those
it.
teams don't lose.
Like it. I'm all for it. All right. Regardless, if you like Sean's picks, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlays Power Hour live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, Sean, let's talk some NFL now. We've got Justin Fields in the Bills at the Falcons favored at -3. The total at 49. Watch out for Justin Fields in his legs, something that Atlanta has actually struggled against. They struggled with the run against Carolina, and Justin Fields has just looked fantastic. He's finally figured out who he wants to be in the NFL, and that's a run-first quarterback, and it's working for them. So props to him. I know they had that late loss, but still, I think against the Falcons they can win. But what do you think your best bet will be in this one?
You mentioned his wheels, so definitely look at some kind of rushing over. What's it going to be, 60, 70 yards? I don't care. He's going to take off.
On the over this last weekend. He was fantastic.
Yeah, so. And the Falcons defense with their pass defense, rush defense overall, one of the worst out there.
Yeah.
A little extra rest for him, I guess, because they played the Thursday night game, and still, you're not going to be able to have an answer for him running the ball. And good for Chicago. They're like, you know what? Let's work this into our offense. And you've seen the offense put up points the last 4 weeks.
Especially because earlier this year, Justin Fields was struggling mentally. He didn't know who he was. He was really doubting himself as a quarterback in the NFL. So it's nice that Chicago was like, you know what works for you, and we'll work around it.
I don't understand. You got a guy who's a dual threat. Let him go. He could complete a pass. I mean, we saw him complete passes at college. I don't understand. Let him. Yeah. Don't just let him sit back there. Let him take off. It's the whole quarterback sneak on 3rd and 1. It's like 3rd and inches. Now we're going to go with shotgun draw play toss. You got a 6'4" quarter, just fall forward. It's the same kind of thing. The guy could run, work in some place for him to run. It's very simple. Now, I had the Bears last week, so I'm a little annoyed they blow double-digit leads. So that, but again, I'm going to go under here because it looks easy to say over because you got the Bears going to put up 30 and Atlanta's terrible. But I'm not buying it. The Falcons offense is a run-first team. Bears are kind of a run-first team. So that, to me, is going to move the clock a little more.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping, obviously, I'm not thinking we're just see huge runs of 16, 70 yards all game here. I'm thinking, it's going to be a little grinder clock kind of game, and it's, a 27-20, 26-17 kind of affair. So give me the under here.
Yeah.
The Atlanta offense still, Mariota, he is what he is. I mean, and you think with that, and I thought that was a good pickup for him. He's got some offensive weapons around him, but again, I think it's the staff just doesn't know what to do with them. They don't call the right plays. You have talent.
Right.
What are you doing? Give me the under. Bad offense.
Yeah.
Eh.
And it's hard to pick a side because of what you said too. You want to say like, oh, Chicago's probably the better team because of Justin Fields and the success, but they have been blowing leads. So it's one of those things where it's like, I don't really know if I want to take them at +3 in this one. I mean, maybe because they are the underdog, you could take them, but still they've been blowing leads. So I don't know how much you want to take.
And with the Atlanta offense, I mean, 15, 17, 17, and 15 points, like 4 of the last 6 games. Like they're not even at the 20. So where's that offense coming from? So how can you lay points? Again, this was I think a 4 or 4.5 at an opener. So immediately got bet down. Why wouldn't you take the points with the Bears? They look like a better team right now.
Yeah, definitely. But overall, the under might be the better bet in Sean's mind. If you like what he's got going on and what we've got going on here, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlays Power Hours live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you next time.